Yo, what's good?
What up, man?
I'm on my way right now. I should be there in like the next 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
All right, my guy, appreciate you.
What's up?
Yo, what's going on, people? You already know who it is. It's your boy Nando787, and we are right here downtown. We're about to do a cut for the one and only Jawaan Taylor. Get this jersey signed as well, so go ahead and follow me so you guys can see his cut. This man comes here every Friday, opens the elevator for me, so shout out to him. What's your name, man?
Fuad.
Fuad. So Fuad always take care of me when we come out there, man.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yo.
How you doing?
How's it going?
What up?
How you doing, man?
This is my brother.
Jawaan, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir, my guy. Yo, what's going on, people? You already know it's your boy Nando787. I'm gonna walk you step by step on what it is, cutting my guy, Jawaan Taylor, you know. Gonna have a little conversation, you know, talk a lot about how he started playing football, like, you know, his family, like, you know, things that motivate him and stuff, so stay tuned, you know. And shout out to my boy, Pincho, recording, so, you know, stay tuned. What's good, my guy? How you been?
Man. How you doing?
Been good, been good.
Yes, sir.
You had a good day today?
Definitely, man. How was yours? Staying busy?
Staying busy, bro. Just working. Been the whole day at the shop cutting hair, you know.
Always, for sure.
What you trying to get done? Same thing, like lower it down, wavelength?
Yeah, I'll do a wavelength. I want to taper the sides, just bald it at the bottom.
Yeah.
And
Let the beard grow like you said?
yeah,
All
grow
right.
the beard up a little higher, and I want to go a little line underneath.
Okay. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. You was working today, or you didn't go into work?
Man, we had the day off, man, so we had OTA these past couple weeks, and so they had a thing we call phase 2, and we did phase 2 for about a month, and then we went into phase 3. That was about another month, but OTA is just our organized team activities. We just go out and practice, and the coaches just come out, and they coaches and stuff like that. We run plays, and since we got our new coaching staff and stuff, we've been learning all the plays and going against each other, getting a feel for the new system and how they want things done. So we just got done with that, and right now we're in our little break. So they gave us 6 weeks off our summer break, getting ready to train and stuff like that, get ready for training camp. So we report back July 24th.
Okay.
Get things rolling, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about the year. It's supposed to be, we should have a good year, man.
That's what's up. Going off topic a little bit, people, you might see me brushing his hair a lot and stuff. The reason that I brush his hair is because he gets waves. So like anybody that cuts waves know that you gotta cut waves with the grain. So like I do not wanna cut something and the hair is going the opposite way, and then I'm like completely give him a pass on the top of his head or stuff like that. So before I cut him, before I do anything, I make sure that his hair is going exactly where I want it to go. You know, usually he gets a 1.5, you know, 1.5 with the grain, depending, you know, sometimes he want to go a little bit shorter, we'll probably use the 1. So today I'm going to be using my new Snap FX. I just copped these too. These things are new technology. Like you can snap these out, clean them off. And like they got 2 batteries right here. So like, let's say if you need battery, you go right there. This one runs out of battery, put it back in there, put it back up.
Last?
I think it's 3 hours.
Oh, that's love. Yeah.
I mean, I got it. I should have that information, but I think it's 3 hours. So, it's pretty good. But I was excited, man. Like this weekend, I was at a hair convention called Premiere,
Right.
and like at Premiere, like I think they said they have like 25,000 people that go there over the weekend.
Right.
They got education on like how to do certain cuts, how to do certain things.
Right.
And they educate you a lot on everything, man.
That's what's up,
So
man.
like this literally that I just brought out, like, is new in the business, like in the industry. Like these Snap FX are new. These are not even out for sale yet, and this is new. And like we always talk, like since I do house calls and stuff, and even if I didn't do house calls, I just like to be ahead of the game, and I like to invest in myself.
Exactly.
Like sometimes a lot of people want things and they wait for them to get there, Like I always like to visualize myself like, yeah, I'm spending money, but this is gonna get me somewhere. So like with this being said, having it from your point, because I want to try to teach people and kind of connect, like work ethic is everything on anything that you do.
Right.
Like first of all, like I know the work ethic that I had to do and the work that I had to put in. I want to see how that connects with your story. Like,
Exactly.
when did you start? Like, first of all, where do you come from? What do you do? Like, how you fell in love with football, and like what got you to be where you're at today? What are some of the things that motivate you and stuff? Like, give us your story. Like, let us know what you about.
Well, first off, I'm Jawaan Taylor from Cocoa, Florida. It's 2 hours south of Jacksonville on the east coast of Florida. Pretty much come from a great background. My father recently passed away January, but before he passed, him and my mother were married for 27 years. And I come from a great background. My father was assistant pastor in the church, so I grew up in the church. I come from a church background.
So you grew up, you're a God-fearing man, huh?
Oh, most definitely, man. Without God, I wouldn't be here. I was raised that way. My grandmother was a pastor as well growing up, so going to church 3 times a week. I grew up playing the drums in the church and everything. Not a lot of people know that.
Oh yeah, you get down?
Yeah, man. I
Okay.
still play a little bit when I can. But I come from a good background and stuff. Small area, Cocoa, Florida, not really that big of an area, but that's where I grew up. Grew up playing football. Started at the age of 4. Just motivated, man. I was motivated to play it. Really
You started at the age of 4?
Age of 4, I started in flag football,
Hey.
man. So my dad, he played football growing up too, and that's kind of what pushed me and motivated me to want to play. Just grew up around the game, watching NFL games, college games on Saturdays with my dad, and we shared the same interests. So that's just, that was my dude. We hung out doing the same stuff all the time and hanging out with each other. So, that's kind of what motivated me to play. And just having such a great support system, like my mom, dad, brother, they never missed a game when I was in college, never missed a game in high school, and even with me being in the pros, like it was rare for them to miss a game. So that just kind of started off my football journey at 4, and with flag, and at 5 years old I played flag too. Then I got into tackle football around the age 6 or 7, and I loved it, man. Like I never had a dull moment with the game. I learned so much from the game, and just pretty much every week or preparing for football, just learning something new every year, learning something new. I was always just like a sponge, willing to soak stuff up, and I had a crazy journey. I feel like everybody got a crazy story, so everybody got something that happened in their story to get to where they at, but. Pretty much my story in a nutshell, like I always been big. Like I always been the biggest guy in elementary school, the biggest in my class, middle school, high school, and I always was looked at. Growing up at a young age, I was looked at like, man, you're not gonna make it. I had teachers telling me I'm not gonna make it. Like I remember in 7th grade, my teacher was going around asking us like, what do you want to be when you get older? Like going around the class one by one. And everybody was saying all the different careers they dream of having. And when she got to me, she was like, Jawaan, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be an NFL player. Like, I want to play professional football when I get older. And she looked at me like, what? Professional football? Like, only 1%, make that every year. 1% guys make it in the NFL every year.
I'm going to be part of that 1%.
Right, so that kind of pushed me right there. Like, I went home and told my mom the story, and she couldn't believe it. Like, what teacher tells a 12-year-old kid or 11-year-old kid, like, that they can't make it to the pros in sports. So
Yeah.
that kind of fueled me. And then, I had different people from my area. They told me I wouldn't make it or doubted me. And even high school, like, had teachers doubting me. But I just always let that fuel me and just kept working hard. And then when I got into high school, I hit some little adversity. Like my freshman year, I didn't go straight to varsity. Like I had to play JV for a little bit, and then I got moved up at the end of the year. And my sophomore year kind of started off my varsity, campaign, and I did good. First year in varsity, my sophomore season, I did good. Junior year, played good. Never missed a game, never missed any playing time, none of that. And pretty much when I got done with my junior season, I was like really big and real heavy. And I had college coaches recruiting me and stuff, but I didn't have a lot of offers at the time. But
Yeah.
I had college coaches telling me like, hey man, in order to get offers to our schools, we need you to, lose some weight in order to get, to come play Division I football. So I kind of, I had to take it personal because all my life I never really had that urge to want to lose weight. I was just comfortable at where I was at, and I was already bigger than everybody. So, football wasn't that hard for me because I was so much bigger than everybody. But, at that time, like, it's like, okay, now you're about to be a senior in high school. You need to get in
You
shape.
gotta start working.
Right,
Yeah.
like you need to get in shape. You want to play at the next level. You keep dreaming and saying you want to play in the pros. Like, now it's time to actually put the work in and get that work ethic that you need. So I remember going into that summertime, going into my senior year. This was like right when my junior year had ended in high school. And when I heard that from the coach, never forget, it was one of the coaches from University of Miami. I just went back home after he told me that and started working out. So that whole rest of the two and a half months of that summertime before my senior year, I had lost 52 pounds in 2.5 months.
Wow.
So basically, I was just working out 3 times a day.
Now, which is impressive for somebody like
and at
high
the time
school,
I wasn't even 18 yet. I was 17 at the time when I lost 52 pounds. So just I don't know, man. The light switch came on, and then my family, they motivated me.
But at this point, like football, like what's something that you could really look forward to? Like,
definitely, man. Like I started loving it, man. I started embracing the grind. My light switch came on. My dad was on me heavy because he saw the potential in me before anybody did. So he always told me like, man, you can do anything you put your mind to, and that kind of just helped me always. And when I lost the weight, they had helped me by just changing their eating habits. Like everything I was eating healthy, they changed all their eating habits to eating healthy.
Yeah.
So that helped me. Like,
so you had a good support system.
Oh, definitely. Like when you don't see that unhealthy food in the house, you're not gonna eat it. So with my family doing the same thing, that kind of helped me too. Like, so when that happened, it kind of got out like all over to all these different college scouts that I had a crazy weight loss before my senior season kicked off. So, man, the rest of my senior year, man, I had schools like University of Florida, University of Georgia, University of Miami, Ohio State University, Clemson University, Florida State. Man, it was all type of big schools coming after me then.
And that was after you lost all that weight?
Yeah, man, after I lost all that weight, my offers just started going through the roof. Like, all major universities started,
It started paying off.
Yeah, man, all that work had paid off, so... I ended up, at the time I was committed to University of Miami in the beginning of my senior season, and they had a coaching change, and when the coaching change happened, I stayed committed for about 2 months, and University of Florida offered me the day before my 18th birthday. This was like right at the end of my senior year in high school. I'll never forget it, man. Like when my birthday hit, like right before my birthday hit, they offered me. And I remember just being so happy because that really was like a dream school for me. That was like my, my college. Yeah, that was my college team growing up. Like that's what I love to watch play. And I remember I committed to Florida like literally 2 days after they offered me. And the rest was history, man. I got to Florida, started as a true freshman.
So you decommitted from Miami?
Yeah, I decommitted from Miami and committed to Florida pretty much all within 24-hour range.
And let me ask you this, because life is all about decisions. Like,
right.
You like, of course, it worked out, but like at the time, was it a hard decision? And like, how did that decision affect your life? And like, was it worth it? Like after all?
Oh man, it was definitely worth it because I was just thinking, man. Like at the time, University of Miami had that coaching change, and then at the time too, they had a lot of juniors and seniors in my position group.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at the recruitment process, like any kids that's watching this that have those offers from different schools and stuff, you have to weigh out your options. Like, look at your position group, look at your coach, look at their background, like see what success your coach had before they got to that school. Like also see, if you have a chance at playing, because everybody wants to play early. Nobody wants to come in and have to red shirt or have to develop. Like if you know you're ready to play and you got belief in yourself, then you want to do that. So, at the time when I seen University of Miami had a lot of guys as seniors and juniors, upperclassmen in my position, Florida didn't at the time. So, and Florida just had hired a brand new head coach that was winning at the time. They went to the SEC championship their first year where he was there. So I was like, winning program, a chance to play, and it's only 2 hours from home. Or I could have went to University of Miami with a coaching change, not so much of a chance to play, and 3 hours from home. So it kind of made sense for me to, go to University of Florida. And, I like playing in the warm. I'm from Florida originally. I'm not really used to the cold weather like that. I didn't want to really go out of state.
Yeah.
So Florida made the most sense. Yeah, Florida made the most sense for me, man. So, and I don't regret the decision at all. Like I came in my freshman year and I started as a freshman. I was freshman All-American, freshman All-Conference, and then went into my sophomore year. That's when I faced a little more adversity. I had tore my meniscus going into my sophomore season in training camp. So I had the choice to get the surgery then, right then when I heard it in training camp, or I had the choice to wait till the end of my sophomore season. And at the time, I was like, man, I don't really want to miss the first couple games of the season. I might as well just wait it out and just play through it. So I played my whole sophomore season in 2017 on a torn meniscus, which was crazy. I remember I had to get like a crazy taping job on my knee from the top of my upper thigh to like my mid calf. Had to put a knee brace on top of that, play every game like that. I remember all the flights we took for the away games. My knee was swollen up real big. I had to get my knee drained once a month. Like that was a crazy experience. And my sophomore season, we had a crazy year. Like we went 4-7 in our record. So that kind of was a blow to us too. So going into my junior season, we had a new coaching change, and that was amazing, man. When he came in, Coach Dan Mullen, we had ended up winning, man. We started taking off, man. We went 10-3 that year, and my junior year was an amazing year for me. I had won all conference offers, all conference, accolades and stuff. So junior year was amazing, and at the time I had another life decision to make. I had, just got done my junior season, and I was considering entering the NFL draft. And, I was like, man, should I stay one more year? And, it's kind of scary dropping out of college to enter the draft. You don't got no degree. And so, I made it a choice that I thought it was best fitted for me to go ahead and leave and, take that chance because I had faith in my film and faith in myself that I was ready for the pros and the next level. So, after talking with my family and talking with my coaches, I felt like I was prepared. So, after my junior year, I had 35 career starts, and I had played against some of the best competition. Yeah. So I was like, man, I'm ready. There's no need to stay another year and risk, injuries and all that. So I was like, man, let me just go and go. So after my last college game,
before you took that decision too.
Yeah.
Like, did you take that decision, or was it something you shared with your parents? Like, throughout your life, like, did you share everything with your parents or like your family? How was that like on those decisions?
I always trusted my parents' judgment. I always ran it across them first because, at the end of the day, they always had my best interest at heart. So I always, communicated with them. If ever I wanted to make a big life decision, I'm like, let me go talk to my parents first because at the end of the day, every time they give me advice or, they told me something or, it always ended up coming true or it always ended up happening, So I had praying parents, man, growing up in that church background, my mom, prayer warrior, my dad was, So I always asked them for help anytime I had, a life decision to make. So I feel like that helped me a lot. And, it was a great process, man. I really enjoyed that whole process, getting ready for the combine, the pro day, the draft. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I ended up going 35th overall in the draft.
Want to give a shout out to Shapu Blades, best blades in the system. This is all I use. I'm using on my guy, Jawaan Taylor. Keep him crispy. We're only halfway there. Want to take our time. I'm a person. I look at the details. Like whenever I look at him, I want to make sure that his sides are the same and stuff like that. So, just keep looking at the cut, enjoy the process. So you was talking about right now about you was drafted and all that stuff. Of course, you were one of the best offensive linemen, if not the best offensive lineman coming off of college.
Right.
You really could have went first round pick.
Right.
First of all, which it's even a blessing that we could even be sitting here with you. You could have really went anywhere else.
Right. That's true.
Why did you come to Jax? Of course, you don't have a choice on that, but why did it take so long for you to go so late into the draft? And like, what happened? Like, explain, like, how that challenged you, and like, how did that affect you? Like going, thinking that you were going first round, going second round, did that make you work harder? Like, did you face adversity, all that stuff? Like, how did that affect you in a positive or in a negative way?
So, man, it's crazy. So when I actually, declared for the draft, everything was smooth. Everything went great. I had signed with a great agent, Drew Rosenhaus. Shout out to Drew. Man, everything was great, man. I had to choose like where I wanted to train at. So I chose to train at Exos facility, Andrews facility in Pensacola, Florida. And, that's why I chose to train. I love Florida, like I said. So it was a great process, man. Like, they did a lot of great things getting me prepared for the combine at the Andrews facility. And, the only adversity I really faced at that time was I was getting ready I would say about 2 weeks out from the combine. I had, I was getting out there doing 40 training, 40 prep and stuff one morning. It was really cold out that morning. When you training for the combine, you in like January time, so it's kind of cold still.
Yeah.
It's winter time, so. And Pensacola was actually get pretty cold. A lot of people don't know that, but I went out there getting ready to prep for my 40, and I pulled my hamstring on like a start. Like, we was doing 10-yard starts. And that was like the adversity I faced, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to run and be, back healthy by the combine. So that kind of, raised some eyebrows for some teams. Like, is he hurt, or, is he injury prone, or, that kind of was,
Yeah.
That was my adversity leading up to the draft. So I, went to the combine. I ended up doing like the other testing, like the bench press. I did my offensive line drills. I just couldn't do any of the agility, like the 40, the jumps, and none of that. So, did that, and then I went back to the Andrew facility to train some more, get ready for the, the pro day. And I just couldn't seem to get my hamstring. Like, I tweaked it too much. I actually like tore like a small hole in my hamstring at the time. So it wasn't fully ready and prepped for the pro day. So, I had all 32 teams came to my pro day at University of Florida. Well, I never forget it, and I was very excited, like seeing the interest the teams had in me. And at the time when I declared for the draft as a junior, I was the #1 offensive tackle in the country, coming out of college. So, it was an amazing feeling. And I had to opt out of the 40 again going into my pro day just because I wasn't fully healthy yet. So I know some teams are probably upset with me that I didn't get to run and show my athleticism and none of that and compete, against the other offensive linemen in the draft class. So when I got to the actual draft, it was amazing. They treated us great. I had 11 family members come with me. And it was an amazing feeling, man, amazing experience. Like, any kid that ever dreamed of getting drafted, like, that's the most, amazing experience ever that you can experience and go through. But when I got to the draft, everything was good, man. We got there to the green room that night, and I knew it was like a good 5 or so teams that I for sure would take me in the first round, like, because I went on my top 30 visits to 9 different teams in the league, and I knew it was like I had ideas on what teams really were sold on me the most. And first round, first couple picks went. At first, I was projected. The highest I was projected was like I think top 10 somewhere in there, like number 7 overall, number 8 overall. And that didn't happen, So teams passed up on me. And we good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Teams passed up on me, man, and I just come to find out towards the end of the first round that night, like, man, I'm like, team's not taking me, like, what's going on? I'm talking to my agent, and just pretty much like an article came out about me the night before the draft that I had a crazy injury history, which wasn't true. Like, said I had like back injuries and knee injuries and hamstring injuries, and I think that kind of raised teams' eyebrows about
Let
me.
me turn you over there so we can do the other side. So now we
Okay.
probably look at the camera too. You could get up. So yeah, I got you. You could be right there. So like that article came out like.
Man,
How did that article come out? Was it something fake that you figure out somebody was trying to hurt you? Like, what was it? Like, why would that come out?
Man, I think it was somebody that maybe was trying to hurt my draft status or anything, because I never, I had a very clean record.
Yeah.
I came back from all team security, like every team that had a background check on me, man, everything was good. So, nobody really had any bad things to say about me. I was just a good kid. I never got any trouble, any run-ins with the law or none of that. But, that was like the only thing I think that shied teams away from me is maybe my injury history. So when my name got cleared after the end of that night, like, Team Jacksonville actually traded up that night to get me the night the second round opened up. And I wasn't even sitting there that long, waiting to get drafted. But, it was still a blessing. I came back the next night in the green room and just showed good character. Like, things happen. Of course, I was a little crushed because I was, projected top 10 and then to go 35th. But, just a blessing overall to get drafted. That's how I viewed it. And, I let that be fuel to me, like showing other teams, like, you passed up on a good player.
So how does that affect you to now, like playing now, like onto the future and stuff like that? How did that pick affected you?
I wouldn't say it really affected me much. I was just really at the time, all that went away. Like when I got the phone call, man, like I wasn't even thinking about. I just
you was just happy.
I was just happy, like to get picked and that the team took that, leap of faith on me and all
That's
that.
good. You only focus about the positive.
Yeah, I tried to stay positive because anybody could have made that situation negative and made, got discouraged about it or took it in negative light. But at the time, man, I was just so happy, man. I shed some tears. I was, just full of joy. And, I just let it fuel me. Like, when I got to camp and all that, just, went out there and just tried to give everything I could to the team. And, they took that chance on me, so I had to make sure I live up to the standard that they wanted me to play at and just, try to be a leader and do everything I could do to, be impactful on the team and help them win. So, yeah, man, but it was a crazy experience. Anybody that goes through that would know.
So we're gonna get into this. And something that I could relate to you is the passing of someone so important in your life. Like a person that literally taught you how to walk, how to eat, how to do everything.
Right.
And then you lose them. Like for me, it wasn't my dad; it was my mom. But I had an incredible bond with my mom and stuff. I was pretty much homeless, like if you say it, because when my mom died, like they took us out of the apartment and stuff. Had to figure out a way. My brother ended up going to Georgia with my other brother, so like it was really crazy at the time. I was like, what is going on? Like I'm only 18, like everything is going crazy. So when somebody sees Jawaan Taylor, they might think, oh, he's set, like he's young, he's on TV. So and what I try to tell people, like at the end of the day, you're just a human like anybody else. With struggles and insecurities and situations like anybody else.
Right. So man,
how did you? It's not easy to take a passing, but how does that fuel you? Because at least for me, like my mom was somebody that was like my motivation, because I was like, to have somebody bring me to this country, not have a house, raise us in a little apartment, not having everything figured out, that didn't know the language, like I need to make it happen, so like how did that push you, man? Like because at the end of the day, I feel like when a parent passed, you get this, okay, like I miss him, but I'm gonna keep my word, like like I'm gonna make you proud.
Right.
Was that your thought, or like what was your thought process around that?
Yeah, so my dad, he was in a great bit of help, man. He was only 52 years old, and we lost him unexpectedly due to COVID reasons. So, just trying to live up to the standard that he would want us to live up to, and just be upstanding men. That's what he raised me and my brother and my sister to be, and just be great people overall. Stay humble, and all he would want us to do is just keep going, staying positive. When he passed, that's all we knew him to want us to do. Just live up to that, and I just want to just do everything I can do possible to keep him happy and do things I know that would make him happy if he was still living. So I know it's tough. Like, it's tough for anybody losing a parent, especially at a young age, man. Like, anybody that go through that, man, is extremely hard.
Extremely.
Yeah, I have my days, man. Like, I have some rough days, so I have some good days, some bad days. And some days I'm thinking about them like crazy, just want to call them. Because I used to call them all the time after practices and just call them just to talk about life. Because we share the same interests. And my dad was like my best friend, man. So just losing them, man, was crazy. And I'm just trying to do everything I can do to make him happy and do what I know what would have made him happy.
So one message that I want to let to people, and this goes to anybody, because this is something that I could relate to Jawaan about and stuff. It's like, sometimes we're so focused on trying to get somewhere, trying to do things and stuff like that. And in reality, sometimes we rush things, and something that is meant for you, you don't need to fight it. It's gonna happen. So like, if you have a parent, if you have somebody that you love, make sure you call them and tell them, because at the end of the day, tomorrow's never promised,
Yeah, definitely.
We have to enjoy the now. One thing that I lived that my mom told me, enjoy the now. So like, every moment that I come, I cherish it, like I come out here, listen to music with Jawaan every Friday. Like, this is something that I cherish, because I could probably wake up tomorrow and not be here. Like, and that's just the way it is. That's just how life is. So value life, The way that I like to see my career is this is not just a haircut. I have a time to bond. I have the time to talk. I have the time to meet a person, do something better. So like, what I do with this is to really inspire people and stuff like that. Probably the same reason you play. You probably go out there and do the same thing.
Definitely.
But the purpose of this thing is like, love, and not only love, but show them that you love them. Call them, hey, I love you. Like, I got you and stuff, because you don't know when the last time is. So, with that being said, whoever has their mom and their dad, cherish them, love them, and at the end of the day, if you're not in a good situation with them, try to work it out. Try to work it out. Try to get things better. But the purpose of this is not to be sad or anything. It's to like teach people, like, how can you be better every day. But Jawaan, at the end of the day, I know when I lost my mom, I was sad. And like you said, I would call my mom every day.
Right.
I was like, my mom, I love you. Like,
Right.
My mom was the person that, after my son, my mom was the person that I loved the most,
Right.
And that's another thing that I'm going to talk about. I talk to Jawaan all the time. Life after losing somebody and then getting somebody that you love with absolutely all your life. But when my mom passed, I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I knew how to do was cut hair. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to be the best at it. I'm not going to be better than anybody. I'm going to be the best that I can be every single day.
Right.
And thank God today I cut 50 plus NFL players, which I'm blessed. I cut MLB players, rappers, stuff like that. We all know you're in your rookie season. I believe that you could potentially be, or you are a great offensive lineman, and you could be a franchise player and stuff like that. How did that fuel you? Like to be better, to keep going and to keep moving forward? Like, how does that fuel you on a day-to-day?
Oh, man, it definitely fueled me because, man, my dad, he was always on me, man. Good games, bad games. He was always there to motivate me and push me. And now I'm not, being able to hear his voice and being able to talk to him or get his advice or just hear him out on different situations when it comes to football, man. Like, now I don't have that. It just, it fuels me even more to want to keep going hard and go even harder than I did before. And you know, like you said, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, and you know, don't look to be sad and mope around. You just got to push you, man, and you just got to keep staying positive and keep moving. So you know, in my career now, I've just been trying to go hard as I can go every day and be the best I can be. Like, there's different goals I had set while he was still living that he didn't get to see me reach in the NFL, but now he's not here. You know, I got to go even harder to reach him.
Yeah.
You know, just to, you know, make him proud. Like I said, just my main goal is to make him proud and do everything I can do possible in my power to, you know, do that. And, you know, I just want to become better each and every day and learn all I can learn and, you know, just compete and go out there and give my all and give my best. I don't, like you said, not to be better than anybody else, but just give my 100%, 110%,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, just motivation and just add more fuel to my fire to keep going and being the best I can be.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. So, that being said, like I told Jawaan, like this year is gonna be crazy for you. Like I already see it. You know, I'm really not that much older than Jawaan, but I've had a successful career in what I do. I kind of been to a couple of things like he has been, and I already know, not only because I feel it in my spirit, but because I see it. I see how hard he works and everything. This is gonna be like a different year for him. You know, a different year. Like he's gonna go off everything. Every down is gonna be, you know, a Super Bowl situation. And I don't know how to explain it, but just when that happens, bro, it's game time. Like, you know, it's like you gotta get it. Like, you know, it's like we're on, you know.
Right.
So, bro, like the only thing that I can tell you is like stay focused and get ready for what's coming, because you're about to meet a whole new person that you have never known, you know?
Right, definitely.
You're about to meet a whole new person that I've never known. And, you know, where I'm at today with barbering, like even being here, like cutting you, doing this video, bringing so many people to the city for my show, this is something that I never even thought. And like, you know, probably if that had that not happened, I wouldn't have known the Fernando that I am today.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. I
So
feel the
like,
same way.
what you need to do, my advice to you is like, you know, always keep your mind humble, always keep your mind clear, and understand that everything that you have or we have is given to us. It's not ours, you know.
Definitely.
This is meant to you know, Jesus died on the cross for us to give it to us, you know.
Right.
So understand that you're gonna have a great year. It's gonna have a great time. Understand that losing somebody or the passing of somebody or death is something that happens in life, not to life, you know.
Definitely.
Eventually we're gonna rise again. Eventually we're gonna see each other again. So it's up to you now to live a good life and a positive life so you can see him again. Because one thing is promised is that you will see him again, you know.
Definitely.
So yeah, my advice to you is that, bro, like just grind every day. Live your day like it's your last day, bro.
For sure.
Once you live like every day is your last day, everything is a blessing.
For sure.
Everything is a blessing. Literally everything is a blessing. You have to see everything as a blessing. You playing the game that you play, you having the bed that you having the apartment, everything is a blessing. So like once you have that mentality, bro, nothing else really matters, bro. Like you're just positive, like everything's gonna be big. So you know, I appreciate you. Like you're great. Like you have been great to me. You have been a great friend. But you know, that's my advice to you. But moving forward, how's life here in Jacksonville, man? Like I know you're a Florida guy, but I know the heat in Jacksonville is a little bit different. I know training here is different. Like,
Yeah.
like how is Jacksonville? What is your life out of football? Like, what are things that you like to do? Like music, like cars, like talking. Like, what are things that you like? Who is really Jawaan? Like, other than football, when you're out of the stadium, who is Jawaan Taylor?
Man, I'm first and foremost, I'm a family guy, man. Love family. I got a big family, so a little background about my family. You know, my great grandma had 18 kids.
Wow.
My grandmother had 7 kids on my mom's side, and you know, just got a lot of cousins, a lot of great aunts, a lot of family, man. My dad's side pretty much the same. A lot of cousins, man. I got family in so many different states. So, you know, anytime I get the chance, I'm only 2 hours from home. I'm blessed to be 2 hours from home. It's a quick drive. Anytime I get the chance to go back home and visit, man, I try to, man, and go see my family, spend time with them. Other than that, like outside of football hobbies, I love to fish. You know, being in Jacksonville is amazing fishing here.
Yeah.
And growing up, been fishing all my life with my dad, my granddad, my uncles. You know, so having the chance to fish.
Got my guy. We got a special guest in here.
Here we go.
My boy's gonna keep talking, but we got a special guest, Peanut Head. So you can keep talking.
Oh
though.
man, but having the chance to fish, man, was amazing. You know, I love fishing. I go as many times as I can throughout
What's
the
good,
week,
my guy?
off season, during the season.
On the sprint, we're gonna put you on
But
this
I
video
love
now.
to
You
shop.
sit on the couch
I
right now.
love cars, shoes, clothes. You know, that's just pretty much me. Like I said, I grew up playing the drums in the church too, so that's like also a hobby of mine. But that's really pretty much it. Shopping.
What's up, brother? What's up? Got my guy in here, DanielThomas. Welcome in. DT. God is good. Ben had the J's. You can sit right here. Ben had the J's, you know.
Yes, sir.
You know, he tried his barber, but you know he know his barber. Ben had the J's, so like he already know what time it is. So like I've been had him. I sent him a picture. Sent him a picture of me when I was like 2 years old, man. Like I had some 12s on. I'm like, bro, listen, I've been had him, bro. Like, so, man. First of all, welcome. Like, definitely, people don't know this. People don't know this, but I'm gonna take a minute with you, Jawaan. I'm gonna put DT on the spot. DT is definitely the reason that I cut so many guys in the NFL, you know. Sure. Really the originals that started getting the haircut on me, it was Tyler Shatley and Josh Wells that plays with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then I cut like some other players, but the reality is that I kept cutting them for a while. My career blew up after I met DT. I met a guy by the name of CJ Henderson that plays for the Panthers now. I cut CJ Henderson. Now anybody knows CJ Henderson. CJ, for some reason, he's quiet out on the field, but he's loud on the field, which is crazy. Yeah. But CJ introduced me to DanielThomas. DanielThomas is completely the opposite of CJ Henderson. You know, he's extremely like happy. He's always talking like he loves the Lord, talks about the gospel. I love him like a brother, to be honest. Like I owe a lot to him. You know, I want to thank you. Thank you for even coming here to talk on the video. But, you know, Jawaan kind of said his story. I don't know. Tell a little bit about your story and how you got to Jacksonville and meeting Jawaan and stuff like that. You know, like the mic is going to pick up your conversation, and then Jawaan and you can go back and forth on some funny stories and stuff like that.
Okay, first off, you know, it was easy. Born and raised Montgomery, Alabama. I got a real testimony, but I'm just giving a short bit of it, just how I got to Jacksonville. First of all, you know, played at Auburn 4 years. Got drafted here back in 2020, 5th round. Never even really talked to the Jaguars in the draft process. Probably was the last place I thought I'd come for real. But you know, what I mean, I feel like it was a reason that I was sent here, and I feel like it was God's plan because you know I got a chance to meet some of the most amazing people. You know, it's a difference in that locker room, and Jawaan can attest to it, bro. Just being able just to be around a group of guys from different backgrounds, different cultures, you know, different nationalities, you know, different beliefs.
For sure.
But when it comes down to playing football, we all believe in the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's such a strong, how would I say it?
So it's a strong connection.
It's a strong connection. People on the outside, you know, wouldn't understand the locker room because, like, if you think about it, you know, we look at on the outside like, dang, bro, why can't this world get along? You get what I'm saying? But I bet you if the whole world was like in a locker room together and had to like do 2-a-days together.
Yeah.
Had to really like be in film. Had to really like be up under sweat with each other, work out with each other.
Yep.
I guarantee you, bro, there will be no more racism, bro. I can almost believe because it's hard for me not to love Jawaan, and we out grinding together. You know what I mean? We getting up at 5, 6 in the morning to go get that job done. You know what I mean? But like I said, bro, and you know, just being able to just be a part of these boys. You know, even though we had some tough breaks, you know, bad seasons, you know, football wise, you know, on the field, but we still was winning off the field too. You know, because you know we get a chance to go and play the game we love, you know, for a living.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And God is good, you know what I mean? He gave us his platform, so, you know, one of my main goals is just to, you know, use football to give God the glory. You know what I mean? I never try to take credit for it. You know, a lot of people, they play about it, you know, God gets the glory, but I really take that seriously because, you know, I know without him, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Because, you know, how I got the Auburn is a whole testimony, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people might not believe in the prophetic, you know what I mean? Like, the supernatural, like, in having faith. But, you know, our pastor prophesied to me that I was going to get an offer from Auburn on the day of signing day, you know, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it happened just like that.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? And the rest is history. But, you know, I was talking to somebody, talking to my brother today about how, you know, a lot of churches are, you know, they drive though.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
A lot of them just, you know, they just come to church. Like, it's a form and a fashion. You know, we just come to church.
Same old stuff every Sunday.
Same, you know, we praise and worship. You know, we get the word and we leave. You know,
right.
Nobody's getting free. You know, nobody's getting delivered. Nobody's had a testimony to tell. Nobody's being saved. You know what I mean?
That's true.
People get more excitement outside of church than inside church, and I don't mean to get religious, but like, you know, once it's in you, it's in you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But like I said, for them, like, it's crazy because it's so much going on outside the world, but it's like, bro, where's the church, bro? You know what I mean? Like, if you go look at like all the leaders back in the day, like Dr. Luther King, like all those guys, bro, they had a foundation, bro.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But this generation doesn't have a foundation, bro, and I feel like that's why, you know, it's so weak.
It's up to us to do that, you know.
Yeah, it's up to us, and that's what I try to do. I try to, the way I live my life, you know, definitely far from perfect, you know, but you know, thank God for grace.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? But you know, just try to use my career and whatever my platform just to give God the glory and just lead as many people to Christ, because if you just doing it for you, even if you don't believe in Christ, if you on this earth for you wasting your time.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Because if you just in this for yourself, just to be selfish and make sure you get to the top, not helping nobody else, you still losing at the end of the day. You feel me? So like, you know, I thank God for me and Fernando, bro. Like, he got a true testimony. One thing, we went to dinner. He was with my mom, and with my mom went to dinner and stuff. And one thing my mom said was like, he not ashamed to tell his testimony. You know what I mean? Like, you know, not having a mom, you know what I mean? You losing his mom at an early age, you know, not having degrees, but now he has one of the biggest platforms in Jacksonville, you know.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's crazy to me, because that lets you know faith will put you where you're unqualified. You know what I mean? You know, because
when the world statistically thinks that you can't be there. Man, I had a teacher that told me one time I would be in prison by the time I get out, you know, so like, but it's up to you if you believe that word. You're right on that, you know. So it's up to you if you believe it. Same way they told you couldn't be in the league. Same way they told you couldn't be in the league, you know, like.
Yeah. I got told so many times. I remember my 7th grade teacher told me that, you know, he said, what do you want to be when you grow up?
That's crazy. You got the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah. He said, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to go play quarterback at Alabama. He looked at me and told me, pick a more realistic dream.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's the type of, man, my brother was saying, was like, you're only going to have faith for what you expose.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? In the word it says, how can you heal without a preacher? How can you preach unless you be sent? So let me know, like, you only can have faith for what you're exposed to. You know what I mean? But we had one person, his name was Jeremy Johnson. And And I saw him go play for Auburn. I said, I'm like, I can do it too.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But when my coach told me that, it was like, dang, you know, kind of like crushed my spirit, but it gave me fuel.
Yeah.
You know, because like me and Jawaan, like Fernando, like platforms, bro. It's not about how big the platform, bro. It's about what you do with that platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so many people are so afraid to speak up because they're afraid of what people will say. You know what I mean? But I'm just learning even more to step out, and just be bold, because once you have God, bro, you got everything you need.
Yes, sir.
Bro.
And going back to what you were saying too, like now, like you were saying back in the day, like, you know, leaders had, what you said, leaders had a foundation and stuff like that. But also another thing that we need to focus on doing with the next generation and stuff, like a lot of times we see somebody that it could probably be hurt, and we're like, oh no, you can't do this, you know? And rather than pushing the next generation to be greater, or telling them, you know, I had a kid today, he go to bowls, like he's getting paid $30,000 to go to school, and I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah. Oh, possibly this. I'm like, you gonna be it. Oh, right. Maybe, like, listen, you gonna be it, man.
For sure.
You gonna be it. And now that I have a son, I understand this, because I tell my son every day, even though he doesn't understand me, you're gonna be great. You're going to be whatever you want to be, you know? And if adults would do that more to kids, like, you know, sometimes as adults, the things that we see and the things that we say can hurt the next generation. And, you know, thank God that it didn't affect DanielThomas. Thank God that it didn't affect Jawaan Taylor. But how many people are out there that actually believed what people told them, you know? Yeah. That actually believed, oh, I'm not good for anything, you know? And, you know, at some point, you always got somebody to tell you, hey, you're great enough, you know, stuff like that. But that's what I like to say. You know, I mean, I know we live in a world full of racism. I know we live in a world full of things. But it's like I tell people, I don't like talking about the problem. Don't talk to me about the problem. Give me solutions. Right. What can we do? How can we get better? How can this change? And at the end of the day, if we have to be the bigger person to change that, that's who we got to be. Because people that make a great effect in life, and you want to change the whole generation, that's just what you got to put up with. Sure. You know, Dr. King had to lose his life to have a change. He didn't even see it, you know. And if you go really to the Bible, like, you know, Moses didn't see the promised land. So like, at the end of the day, how bad do you want it? A lot of people say they want it, but they don't really want it. They kind of want it, you know. Like I was talking to people, like, people was telling me, like, yo, you play softball, then you cut hair, then you spend time with your son, then you do this, that. How do you have time? I'm like, matter of fact, my brother asked me that the other day, how do you do it? First of all, I got a great foundation. My wife helps me. My family helps me, you know. But it's tiring, bro. It is. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm a man. And nobody got to tell me my duty that I got to wake up to provide for my family. Right. And that's the thing that we need to do as men. Build men to be men. And, you know, and build other men's, you know, and, you know, treat people right. So, like, speak on that, bro. Like, you know, like, how can we affect with what we do? Because, you know, a lot of people could have thought, oh, you're just a simple barber. But I don't see us, you know, Daniel told me one time, stop looking for your ministry. Your ministry is right here on a chair. And that's exactly why I'm building a platform now, to where everywhere that I go, I try to put it on video, because this chair is so powerful, bro. Like, this chair is not just for a haircut. Like, bro, in this chair, you see people that have kids talk to you about their kids, come get a haircut when they're going to have their firstborn, and when they're going to get married. They speak their mind. So, like going back to what Daniel said, what are you doing with your platform? What can we do to inspire that generation?
Definitely.
And it's, like you said, bro, like, you know, Holy Ghost woke me up early this morning, bro, like, just, you know, just talking about the mind, bro. Like, I was reading my word this morning about, you know, Paul was just talking about, you know, the mind, bro. Like, let this mind be in you as is also in Christ Jesus, because, like, the number one solution, bro, to winning in life, bro, is winning in the mind, bro.
I'm not going to
you know what I mean?
I'm
like,
just going to let it be. But
your self-talk, bro, is like one of the most powerful things you can ever have, bro. Like, what are you telling yourself? And I was listening to a sermon this morning. It was like, you gotta win the battle in your mind before you can win it on the field.
Facts.
Because you can't think you're gonna go out and just do it if you ain't manifesting in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So my greatest solution, one of my biggest solutions, you know, is just helping kids. You know, I'm gonna talk. Me and Rayshon want to talk to some kids for Fernando earlier this year, and one of the things I was telling them is, I asked them, I was like, "What you want to be in life?" And I said, "How many of y'all know what y'all want to be in life?"
Believe it,
raise your
real
hand.
high.
You know,
I'm just
a lot
going
of
to
kids
line it
raised
up.
their hands. Some kids didn't. You know, not to shame them, but I was gonna know the quicker you know what you want to be, the quicker you can see yourself there, and the quicker you can start researching and start, manifesting before it gets there. Because nobody just wakes up and say, "Hey, I'm gonna go play football." No, I had to see that way before. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really like see yourself doing it before you do it. And people think it's not that easy, but it's really, if you can get your mind to really convince yourself like, I can do all things, like, bro, you can really do all things, bro.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
You so powerful. Like that scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Like, bro, you really can do anything you want to do.
It's a real scripture, though.
Like, it's real, bro.
Yeah.
And when you got God, bro, like, you really can like do anything. We put the limits on ourselves.
Yeah.
And I believe families, like parents, put limits on kids.
True.
Because they never been there. Like I said, like, you can only have faith for what you're exposed to. You know what I mean? I would have never thought I would make $1 million if I would have still been in Montgomery. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I had to see other people, you know, make $1 million to believe, oh, I can do it too.
Right.
You know, you had to go to Florida and Auburn and see, like, dang, bro, I can get drafted too.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because we was in college, we was in high school, like, dang, we can get offers too.
Right.
We was getting offers. Then next thing you know, oh, they can get drafted.
Yep.
Oh, we
I can make it to the league. Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, you can go all pro, I can go all pro too. Parents got paid. You like, bro, I can get paid too. Yep. So it's like, you gotta really, what I'm trying to say is, you gotta put yourself around people who after the same stuff you after, bro.
Yep.
It's like, you know, and the Bible says bad communication for a good manner. One bad apple really spoil the whole bunch. Like, you gotta really connect yourself with people who are going where you're going. You cannot be around people who are just
negative and they pulling that negative energy out of you, and
you gotta be around people like you can't think you gonna save everybody, bro.
Yeah.
You really can't, bro.
That's the thing. That you got to save yourself first in order for you to,
Like,
that's true.
People like they get a little success and they go back to their hometowns and they want to like, hey, look what I did. But like, bro, them folks probably doing the same thing y'all was doing when y'all was 16, and they just wanna like, you know, pull off you and feed off your energy because you done made it. But it's like, bro, you gotta really put yourself around people. What I say, bro, is first you gotta change your mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you really want to be something in life, bro, you gotta change your mindset first. Nothing's gonna change until you change your mind. Like, you can take somebody to the pond, the water, but you can't make them drink it.
Thanks.
Like, it starts in the mind, bro. And secondly, you gotta put yourself around people who are hungry just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta put yourself around people who are smarter than you. That's the only way you're gonna get competitive. And you're gonna like that's like with us, Jawaan, bro. We'll always, if they don't draft people, bro, we'll get complacent. You get what I'm saying? We'll
every year you ain't gonna be worried about competition. You're gonna be comfortable. Yeah, that's true.
I'm telling you, bro, like, you gotta put yourself around people who gonna bring the best out of you. That's number two. And thirdly, bro, it's just, you know, don't doubt, bro. Like don't doubt, bro. Whatever it is, bro, if you believe you can do something, bro, it can be done, bro.
Yeah.
It can be done, bro. Cause
power in your tongue.
Death and life is in the power of the tongue, bro. It's in the Bible, bro.
For
like,
sure.
You are what you say, you have what you speak.
Yep.
And you gotta put the work in, man. Faith without works is dead.
That's good. That's good.
You gotta, so bro, I would say, you know, change the mindset, you know, change the circle, connect with the right people, you know, don't doubt, and just you know, just put the work in, bro.
Yep.
Because, bro, like, that formula, bro, it never fails, bro. I'm telling you, it ain't gonna never fail, bro. Like, you telling me if I go be around a bunch of billionaires, bro, I'm hanging around them every day, you think I'm not gonna learn something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything you can soak up from them, for real.
Bro, I promise you, bro, if I'm around a bunch of billionaires every day, I promise you I'm gonna fall short and at least be a millionaire.
Yep.
If I'm around them every single day.
Man, the other day I go to a dinner. I called you right after that dinner, right? So I'm going to the dinner, like, you know, I got my little, I got my little chain. I don't got money, but I got my little chain. I go in there, sit down. I'm happy, like, it's a beautiful day. I got my laptop ready to learn. Man, they're introducing people. This guy says, yeah, I'm the owner of the White Sox. And I say, you know what? I'm just going to shut up and listen to what all of y'all got to say because I'm definitely the underdog in here. So I'm going to just shut up. Like, bro, they kept talking language that I didn't even understand, but I just stayed there. And a lot of people that I invite there be like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. I can't be around that. Right. I'm like, bro, in order for you to be where you want to be, you need to come to these things so like you can learn.
Can't be shallow-minded. Yeah.
So like I go, bro. And like I feel like my wife was telling me the other day, like, it sounds like you begging or you asking. Man, you have to ask. Yeah. Like what's the worst that can say no?
Yeah.
You know?
If you don't ask.
And if you say no, you back on the same spot you was already. But what happened if they do say yes and you got that spot? Yeah. Like this year I remember when they told me about my show, my barber show, asking people $5,000 sponsorship, bro. Yeah. People did it. Yeah. For sure. Man, DJ Shark came out. He did a sponsorship. Like not only DJ Shark, like a bunch of players are going out. Like it's the first show in Jacksonville that has major barbers coming from everywhere and football players and everything. So it's crazy that even happens. So, like you just can't be afraid to like do it. But with this being said, I'm gonna get my guy on. I want to give you guys barbers a little advice. A lot of you guys cut the hair, all of that stuff. Don't do anything else. My magic, I'm not going to tell you what I use, but I am going to show you. I put products on my client's hair. My man's right here can tell you, since he's been getting product and I've been putting on that, his waves look a lot healthier and they look a lot better. Like, at the end of the day, brush him and stuff like that. Some of the things that I do, I put a little bit of water, put products, and I brush the hair with a blow dryer. So like something that I'm gonna do real quick right here with Jawaan. I always do this. Put a little bit of water, get a little bit of my product. Gonna make sure I lay it down. I know you guys see the jersey back here. It's gonna get signed pretty soon. I gotta frame it too. I got my boys DTs already signed, so I gotta put it up. So I'm gonna get a little bit of product right here. And I'm gonna get it in my hands. So to a lot of people think like, oh, just cutting hair. Nah, like make sure that you guys get to understand your client's hair. Make sure that you guys have a consultation with your clients. Make sure, like at the end of the day, like don't say, oh, yes, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, like you're the professional. Like, you're the professional. So like I can't come to DT, nay, don't run that route like that because he done been playing it for a long time. So he can't come to me and tell me how to, because I know how to cut the hair. Right. So I'm gonna tell him, hey, what do you want? Yes, he's gonna tell you what he wants, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you, hey, if you try this, it's gonna look a lot better. Hair's gonna fall a lot, tell him where to brush. So that's what I've been telling Jawaan. Jawaan does great at keeping his hair like nice and brushed. Like he's actually one of the best wavers. Until I don't know, because when DT brushes, DT be on the game, but
he be on it, bro. I be looking at your hair prep like, dang, this nigga swimming, bro.
Yeah. He got an ocean in there. Yeah, he got an ocean.
Like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like we gonna have one of the closest scenes this year, bro.
For sure, I feel it for sure. Yeah, man.
Oh, another thing, speaking things into existence, bro. Like manifesting, like I remember like a long time ago I was like, man, I'm gonna cut a Jaguar player. People would be like, how many you got? I'm like, I don't have any, but I'm gonna cut them. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. So like fast forward to like all the players that I call now, like somebody that I'm not gonna say their name that is part of the team was like, yo, so like you cut how many players' hair? So I was like, hey, man, I could show you better than I could tell you. I show him the list. He's like, you cut all these people. You have never been to the stadium. I'm like, not one time. I've only been to the stadium to watch the games. Yeah. Wow. And he's like, bro, you ain't never been to the stadium to cut hair? I'm like, never been caught, bro. He's like, how? I'm like, that's God, man. Like, you know, they just came here. I don't know. But I told him this, you're part of their team. So let me tell you this. If you have 53 players on your roster, and in the last 3 years, 50 plus guys have came to me rather than getting a haircut at the stadium, what does that have to tell you about my work and my personality?
Right.
Like if these guys have barbers at the stadium and they're paying more to get them to their house and stuff, what does that have to tell you about me? Like, there's only one thing. They're not going to take somebody to their house that they don't trust, you know?
Right.
So, like, first of all, one thing that my dad taught me is, like, you know, your integrity as a man. Yeah. You want to make sure that everywhere you go, like, people see you, they know you're a man of respect, you know? Yeah. And I might not agree with my dad on a lot of things, but that's one thing that he taught me that I always take with me. So, like, fast forward, the guy was like, hey, I'm going to get you in the stadium. So, like, you know, and I was like, hey, you know, I appreciate you. If I go in there, it's something that is going to add to me. It's not going to make me because I've already been doing this, you know, like, like I was already doing this before. But, you know, hopefully I could get a deal. I could be in there. I would love to be in the locker room, see a little bit of what Daniel talks about, like, you know, that friendship and stuff.
Yeah, hopefully, but that'd be a blessing. I'm still not gonna come to you in the locker room. Literally, you know, Jawaan, like after practice, everybody
want to go. Now, there's some guys, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Some guys will, some guys won't.
Around that much.
I'm telling you, bro, like, in order for me to stay to get a haircut, bro, like, I gotta be like, desperately eating.
Yeah, everybody want to go home, man.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, you know, at the end of the day, you want to cater to everybody, you know, so if they need me there, they need me there. If not, I go up. Yeah, man, like, I remember when I started doing house calls, I had a backpack and you know, and nothing. Like I started buying house call stuff before I even had a house call. So, like, what I'm trying to tell people is, like, the worst thing a lot of people do is like, yeah, I'm going to wait till that gets there. Man, be ready. You got to stay ready. You got to stay ready because, like, you know, when the time gets there, it might be too late to get ready, you know? Right. So, like, what I always do, like, I always jump ahead. Like, you know, I might not have everything that I need, but I'm ready to do what I have to do.
You're prepared. Yeah.
And you're prepared, you know? Yeah. Like, when people call, you got to be ready to go. If you're getting ready, well, you might just lose, you know, you might lose your spot. So, like, you know, something that I know now is that I'm so prepared to wherever they call me, you want to fly me out, you want to take me this, like, you know, I'm already ready. Like, you know, I just got to get on my truck and leave. You know, you tell me the number, and if it makes sense, I'm out. So that's just my advice that I could tell the people. And about you guys too, because, you know, y'all get called. Like, y'all got to be ready. Like, what do you guys have to do on a day-to-day? Like, working out, like, you know, watching your food and stuff, like.
Like, you know, these definitely last couple of years has been a humbling experience. You know, everything ain't been going the way I wanted to go. You know, I came in starting as a rookie. You know, got hurt. You know, came in new coach staff. Didn't really get a chance to. You know, it didn't go the way I wanted to go. You know, last year. But at the end of the day, I ended up starting again in the year. You know, God's good, but you know, just staying ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what's going on. You know. Who's playing what, you know, I learned from Ray Sean, you know what I mean, like, bro, just be ready when your name calls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, just always being a pro.
Yeah.
You know, always being professional because, like, you know, if you want to do is going around, bro, complaining because you're not starting, knowing you're supposed to be starting, or you feel like you better than, just feel like you better than what you are.
Right.
And then your name get called, you so worried about, you know, not starting and playing. That when you get in the game, you got held eliminated.
Yeah, you're not ready.
You blowing the game because you wasn't ready for your opportunity, bro.
Right.
You gotta always be ready for the moment. Every time I win the game last year, bro, I was ready. Right. You know what I mean? Great, not 95%, you know, 89%, 92%, because I was on my stuff. Right. You know what I mean? I always prepare like it's gonna be your day. Right. You know what
prepare
I mean?
like the starter,
Yeah, that's how you gotta be in life. You gotta prepare like the starter, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know. You might beat that billionaire, and God might speak to them on your heart. Like,
you know,
I want to bless you with this.
You know who we had a conversation with that today? He was a dog since he came in the league, but for some reason he was just drafted under a hard situation. Like I was talking to that with Cisco today.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Andre Cisco, everybody was telling me, oh, he's a dog, he's a dog. And he wasn't playing.
Right.
And he used to come in here and tell me, man, I don't know what's wrong. I just want to, man, you know, like, you know. And look at now, like, Andre Cisco fell, like, you know, and on the team, and he's doing good.
Right, bro. And we talk about all the time, like, bro, you know, that's one of the dudes that comes when my brothers on the team come to church. And we talk all the time, like, bro, just control what you control, bro. You know what I mean? Sometimes God take us through humbly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To show him, like, hey, bro, like, you think it was you doing it, but it's me doing it.
And God needs to do that. Like, if you think about it, everywhere, like, if you look at the Bible, bro, and I always like talking about this, every time God was going to use somebody, God humbled them. Yep. Like, you know, when Moses was the prisoner, he took him all the way to the desert, humbled him. Oh. But people think that whenever you surrender to God or whenever you humble yourself, you lose him. But that's when you see that God is really different, because whenever you're humbled, that's when he's really going to take you to a different level. Right. So, like, you know, in order for you to have something big, God has to, you know, you have to be faithful on the little things. So, like, man, I agree. Yeah.
You gotta be humble, and you gotta be willing, bro. Like, you know, people think they're saying when I'm weak, say I'm strong. When I'm weak, I'm strong. That just letting us know that it's not us that's living this life. It's God on the inside of us.
Just got my guy laced up.
You know what I mean? Like,
before he had to go to the bathroom. Now he don't need to go to the bathroom. Now you could just turn right there. Let me know, my God. Let me know.
That's cleaned up, man.
How much
you could get the close up on it so people can see. So basically, all I did, man, like, you know, I went one open on the top. I went one closed on the side. The reason I go one closed on the side, he likes a pretty high taper, but you know, he still wants it to where he has the C cup and stuff. Today he did something different. He didn't want the beard too sharp. He didn't want too much enhancements on that. So what we did, we enhanced a little bit of his lineup in the front, his beard a little bit, and he wanted to keep the beard like more natural, like not trim it too much or nothing. But that's what we did, man. We did the taper. You know, I taper from top to bottom. So rather than doing my guideline, what I did, I did my 0 open, my 0 close, and then I did my trimmers and my shaver. And, you know, with the product, I'm able to lay the hair down. When I'm able to lay the hair down, I come over with my liners, and I take the little hairs that are spiking up and stuff like that. I'll make sure I lay them down, and I give them, you know, a great haircut like that. So, like, you know, appreciate you always, bro.
Thank you,
if
man.
y'all got to say anything else, feel free.
Best in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Best barber in Jacksonville. Get at him, man.
This is the first episode of the Housecall cut with Jawaan Taylor. Then we got my boy DT as a special.
Like, he really been had it, Jay.
I really been.
Best barber in town. Like, got a shot with brother, no cap.
Yeah. So you already know, if you want to get a haircut or you want to know about any barber thing that is going on in any barber event, follow me on Nando_787. Follow the barbershop as well, Fade and Combs on Instagram. You can get us on Google, Fade and Combs Barber Lounge, or you can go to the best event in Jacksonville, Florida. It's called Jack's Elite Barber Expo. You can follow us on there right now. Stay tuned, man.